Good evening. If I can show you really quick. I don't know if you can see Ryan's heading back down the road. Well, this is the last of Dad's corn right now. Dad is currently planting it. I think you can hear him. The goal is, whether or not it'll happen or not, the goal is to finish up Dad's corn, and then I'm planning on trying to put some of mine in the ground yet tonight. It is oh, it's 8 o'clock. The reason for the rush, even though that it's still early and yada yada yada, it is simply because of the weather forecast. The weather forecast is saying that we have tomorrow to plant yet, maybe the next day, and anything after that is kind of up to debate. So the thing is, I can get in most of our corn. I mean, it might be a long shot, depends how much I can get in tonight and any issues I may have. I could potentially get in our corn in like 2 or 3 days, but we've had a lot of little things, a lot of hoses breaking. Different hose, different machines, I mean the planter and the VT, but things have been going okay lately. It's just the startup day is, I usually dread it. I don't look forward to it, but this is currently what we're putting in right now. It's AgriGold 6351. It's 105-day corn. Somebody asked me the other day what we plant as far as maturity goes. Typically 103 all the way up to 112. 105 to 109 will catch the majority of it. I like to plant 110 to 112 myself because I don't plan on harvesting any of my corn usually until the last week of October, the 1st of November. So I already know that if I can get it in early, I mean end of April, very 1st of May, and get it up out of the ground, growing. They're saying 60, 70 degree weather here for the next 10 to 12 days. I haven't seen anything beyond that. At that point, anything longer than that, I don't care. But I'll just be happy to say the corn's in the ground. I'm putting in some long days. I mean, it was 10 o'clock. No, it was 10:30 before we quit last night. But that's why we put those lights on that 46, is so we could run later. The liquid really hasn't slowed us down too much at all. We're putting in about 40 acres at a shot. And as you can see, we're down to just the last little bit. The tank is leading ahead a little bit. The only problems we've had with it, with the whole fertilizer setup, is the fact that we probably need to go through and put check valves on all the individual rows, because they still don't, they like to drip a little bit. Not a lot, but they still like to drain just ever so slightly. And that is really annoying. I mean, as farmers and watching product drop down onto the ground where you don't want it to, it's aggravating because it's dollar signs falling out into the ground. It's not making any money back. Going to try, it's been so dusty, that's why I've been staying away from mounting my GoPro onto the corn planter lately, because I don't know, the light's probably bothering you, but the corn planter's pretty well solid dust, and that's been keeping me from wanting to mount the camera onto the planter, because I'm a little concerned with the fact that if we go ahead and mount my camera, it's just going to get the lens covered in dust, and it'll be a waste of battery power and card space. We are running TerraStar. Dad has praised it numerous times now. He really likes it. RTK, it's not as good as RTK, but the differences are nil at this point. The only difference between RTK and TerraStar at the moment is that TerraStar goes off of the satellites, and it takes, I'm not gonna lie, initially It takes anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to get you down to that 1.2 to sub 1 inch accuracy. And the thing is, when you're using satellites, TerraStar isn't repeatable year after year. It is, as of right now, we could run the whole day, and we've done it. We had to go and do it earlier this morning, but where you can plant all day, make how many passes, get to the end of the field, go back to the first or second pass, and you will still track down the same pass, the same path that you did right away in the morning. That's really nice for us when it comes to this TerraStar. It didn't cost as much as the RTK. There have been guys that have done the MyWay RTK. We have in the past too, don't get me wrong. TerraStar is just a stepping stone to get us to RTK, true RTK, because that is fixed base, that is repeatable. TerraStar running off of previous RTK fixed base lines is repeatable year after year with TerraStar. With I'm not trying not to lie here, but I think it's 2 to 4. It might be 4. I don't know. It's either 2 or 4 inch discrepancy from running off previous ran RTK lines. Strip till is the big thing that would be used for. I don't see us going to strip till, not in the near term. There are some guys that are running strip till in the area. I don't know how they feel about it, and I think they've only really been doing it for the last couple of years. Our soil has not been completely pulverized. You guys can see this is run over with the VT with that rolling basket on it. It's not reduced down to a powder. This is a one-pass system. This is soybean stubble from last year. It was hit with an anhydrous bar last fall. It was left to sit and mellow all winter. Then all we have done to this, other than having the co-op come in and spread our fert, Ryan went through 2 hours ago, well, it might have been more like 45 minutes ago, and hit it once. The goal is to just do the minimal amount of seed prep as possible, because the ground's already pretty mellow from the soybeans running through. Corn stalks is a different story, but keeping it on the soybean stubble ground, this is exactly what we want. If you can see Dad's passes, he's not leaving any trenches. It's nice, perfect right on top of the soil. Running my 630, that was one of my big issues that I have with my John Deere 630. I do need a rolling basket, a harrow, even a pull behind crumbler. Yes, the only problem I have with that is when we're backing up and you're dragging a crumbler behind you. We do get into some situations where we have to back up, and that could be kind of hairy. But even a crumbler behind my 630, I don't know what I want to do. My 630, it needs new blades to run it for another 5 years. We have the VT. We like it a lot. The Earthmaster VT. This is not necessarily a plug for Rhino. This is just my own opinion. There's a reason why you're seeing us use that VT so much. It's not because they dropped it here for us to use. It's because we generally prefer that Earthmaster over that 630 easily. It's built heavier. It does a better job. Those notched blades it has on it doesn't bother us for seedbed prep. The rolling basket is one of the larger rolling baskets I've seen on the market. The Deere baskets, the sunflowers that I've seen, they're smaller, they're easier to pack full of mud and dirt, and granted, you shouldn't be in the field in situations like that. There's always that disclaimer, but sometimes, like with our oats, the ground may not be perfect, but it's oats. You go through, you work it up, it dries out, you plant it. It's not the same story with corn and beans. We are a lot more careful when it comes to having a nice, clean seed bed. Definitely don't want to risk. When it comes to planting corn, soybeans, planting in the spring, you only have one chance to do it right. Everything after that in the same year is generally unsavory. Last year I had to replant soybeans. I want to never have to do that again. 2 years ago I've had to replant soybeans. Those yielded 70 bushels to the acre. Last year they ran 35. So I was able to pay my seed off and the inputs, but there was no meat left on the bones by the time I got done with that. But not every year is perfect. But generally you want to try to give yourself the best chance that you can. And I think we need to fill up with seed. So that's it for tonight. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you later.